Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing my brow and foundation routine. I did this look and I did record this, but that'll be in a separate video. So let's go ahead and get started with this routine. I woke up pretty early to do this video and I always start my day off with a huge glass of water. So there you go, that's step one. So first I'm going to start with my brows and I always brush them up. I'm using this L'Oreal pomade in the color dark brunette, and I start with the bottom of my brows and just kind of fill those in light brush strokes along the bottoms, and then I brush down the hairs and I fill in the top. That's usually where I give my shape. And once I've been, doing this for like 20 minutes and I get it kind of how I want it, I then do that move and I go in with my foundation to clean them up. Here I'm using my Younique Mineral Touch Liquid Foundation in the color Cypress. I like to use the foundation instead of the concealer because it just gives it a more natural look. Right, next, then I blend out that foundation with my Real Techniques brush. I absolutely love this brush for blending those areas. It's the best. So then I'm going to go in with my foundation. I did prime and moisturize already using an e.l.f. primer. And I'm just going to buff that out with a stipple brush. After I use the brush, I always like to go in with a damp sponge. Sometimes I use a beauty blender, sometimes I just use a little triangle sponge. It works the same. Then I'm going to highlight and I'm going to mix my foundation with my Wet n Wild concealer. It's in the color medium deep tan, but it's still pretty bright. So initially I mix the two, and then afterwards you'll see that I go in with the Wet n Wild concealer by itself and I place that in the spots that I want to be the brightest. So that's going to go in the corners of my eyes and on my cheekbones along my nose. So then, of course, I'm just going to blend that out, making sure to stay in the general area that I put it in. Otherwise, it'd be really pointless to put it everywhere, So once that's all blended, I'm going to go in with my powder. This is Denni Banana powder. I actually put it in an e.l.f. powder container because it's just easier that way. But I always use a damp beauty blender to buff that into my skin. I always like to set as opposed to baking, because I feel like I can never, get it right when I bake. It's just too much. So just set it with the damp sponge. And to contour, I'm actually going to use this color from my Morphe 35N palette. It's turned out to be like the perfect color, so I'm just going to be using that today. Now, whenever I do my nose, as you can see, I take it up into my lid, especially in that little crease where my lid meets my nose. It just makes my nose so defined on the top. I love it. Right, and as you can see, I finished my makeup and I did record that look separately for another video. I'm just going in, that was the e.l.f. blush in dark. And then for highlight, I'm using my BH Cosmetics Take Me Back to Brazil palette. And those two colors, obviously, as you can see, I use the copper color too much, but that doesn't stop me. It is absolutely beautiful. And the Real Techniques contour brush is absolutely perfect for highlight. So I'm finishing off with my lips, and I'm using my NYX pencil in Club Hopper and my Kat Von D liquid lipstick in Lolita. And of course, nothing is finished without spray. I'm using my L'Oreal Infallible Setting Spray. And this was my final look. Again, you can catch this look in a separate video, but that's basically what I do for my full beat, for my foundation and brow routine. And thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!